When it comes to ARK, rat holes are all over the place, so we proudly present Top 10 Overpowered Rat Holes on ARK. Our servers OC have partnered with Dino Deluxe to create Deluxe servers. Deluxe servers is just like OC, but with better server handling and an official grind. Deluxe offers 3x harvest, lag-free servers, an in-game shop, no pay to win, 5x breeding, new player protection, 3x experience, and more. And come join Deluxe today and get up to 1 week of new player protection. And coming at number 10, this can be found on Fjordor at 9.5 latitude and 65.5 longitude. Here it is on the map. Now this rat hole is actually one of my little favorite rat holes for a solo player, as it's really in a spot where nobody would ever think that a rat hole would be. So this can be found in the Poison Wyvern Scar on Fjordor if you go through the terminal cave. And you basically come over to this spot right here, and there's this little tiny entrance that leads up into a pretty small sized rat hole, but it has two different sides. So I tried to put some lights on in here for you guys to see, but for some reason they turned off. But anyways, this area, yeah, it's a little awkward to build, so you have to build a little higher, but if you put turrets on here, no one's getting in. And coming at number 9, we're going to come over to Extinction, and this can be found at 57.1 latitude and 52.8 longitude. Then here it is on the map. Now, the reason why this one was put at number 9 is because it is more of the weaker styled rat hole. Now, if you look over here, it can be found over here. There's some key land points over there, and it can be found behind this little wall. Now, you're gonna have to use a Pelagornis to get in here, as you can see like that, and you have to whistle it. But I find this as being one of the weaker rat holes because it has such a big entrance area, to the point where I feel like somebody could throw something in and then just soak all your turrets. But other than that, it makes for a great spot. I mean, there's a big room and then there's a smaller room in the back, but to get to that smaller room you have to Pelagornis all the way back into there, and it's a little bit of a hassle to do. But yeah, as you can see, it took me a little bit to get in with this Pelagornis, but it's a good sized. It's for I'd say a 2 to 3 man tribe, so if you're looking for a nice little spot to stay hidden on an unofficial server, this is definitely the spot for you. And then back here is the back room, and like I said, it's a little tricky, so I just ghosted, but here is this little back area. And coming at number 8, we're going to be heading over to RAGNAROK. This can be found at 68.6 latitude and 61.4 longitude. Here it is on the map, and a lot of you guys probably know this spot. It is Desert Crack. Now, Desert Crack has always been such a great spot to really build in ever since the beginning of the release of this part of Ragnarok, because Ragnarok had 2 parts, which was really weird, but whatever. Anyways, coming in here, you have a massive area. Now, this spot used to be amazing, and it still is amazing on some servers. However, this is one of the most meshed spots on ARK because of this big wall in the back you can just easily go through it. But other than that, it makes for a great spot, so if you're on a server that has some kind of mesh protection, this is still a great spot to build in. And coming at number 7, we're going to be heading over to the center. This can be found at 15.6 latitude and 40.4 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this is known as Pearl Cave. Now I know a lot of you guys know about this spot, as it's pretty much one of the most popular rat holes. And I know a lot of you guys are going to call it a cave, but to me it's not a cave. If you can't fit most of your dinos in here, then it's a rat hole. However, coming through here, as you can see, there's a nice little opening so you can walk some dinos in it if you need to. However, it gets very tight through there. Now here is the main area. This spot is most likely where you're going to be either putting a turret tower or a turret wall. Now a big downside of this is that this cave, or rat hole as I like to call it, is 6x damage. Now having it be 6x, someone can just run up in one rocket and half the wall is down. So that's mainly why it's where it is on the list, but it still makes for a great base spot if you can build it right. Now coming through here, we have a nice little water area that leads you into the second room of this cave. Now coming through here, as you can see, you have to go underneath that little pillar thing, And then here's the second room. This is going to be your main room where you're going to have your like main base, all your storage, all your dinos. You can even build a platform over the water like I've done. And it makes for a great little base spot. And coming at number 6, this can be found on Valguero at 3.8 latitude and 27.3 longitude. Here it is on the map, and of course this mammoth had to keep getting it in my way and ruining part of the video, but whatever, we'll just leave that in. Anyways, over here, this is known as Clement's rat hole if you do not know about this, and this rat hole is actually pretty overpowered. I mean, if you look at the front entrance, you have to crouch just to get back here. Now, the only downside of this rat hole is the size. You really can't fit anything in here. I mean, you can fit a little base, you can put some turrets, but just know it's most likely gonna get raided. However, there is no 3x or 6x damage on this, which is why it is an amazing rat hole, and if you build on the outside, everything will work out perfectly. And coming at number 5, this can be found on Genesis 2 at 52.2 latitude and 67.8 longitude. And then here it is on the map. This can be found in the good side of Genesis 2, over here on the side of this. Now coming over here, there is a little glitch spot that ARK for some reason has not fixed after me putting a video out on it probably about 8 months ago. So good job ARK. But anyways, this rat hole is actually pretty nice. It has a nice little flat area across the majority of the area. However, there's one pretty big downside. You can do this, and that's not me ghosting through. You can literally just walk straight through that, but other than that, it makes for a great spot if you put a nice turret wall there. And coming at number 4, this can be found on Extinction at 61.7 latitude and 47.6 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now, this spot is one of my favorites, mainly because you literally cannot see the spot no matter where you are. Now in this nice little box in the corner, there is a little tiny opening where you can throw out a Pelagornis into. Now after throwing the Pelagornis, you can whistle it to you, or you do like I did somehow and got it at that perfect angle just to walk straight into there. And that really worked out perfectly. But anyways, if I can hop off, there we go. Coming through here, it's a little bit of an awkward layout, but you have this nice little crouch area over here. So if you put a big turret wall right here, no one's getting through that. Now you have a nice little platform up here. You have a good amount of, I'd say, flattish land. It kind of curves up a little bit, but you can fit a lot of stuff in here. And the good side about this is nobody can even mesh through this, which is really nice. Now this spot also has a little room back in here. I'm sure you could put like a tech Jenny or something in there if you really needed to. But I personally like this spot a lot as it's super hidden and no one's getting through. And coming at number 3, this can be found on Crystal Isles at 40.6 latitude and 73.6 longitude. And here it is on the map. In the middle-ish right side of the map, a lot of you guys may know what this spot is, but I've built in this one many times and I personally love this rat hole on Crystal Isles as it's my favorite rat hole on this map. Now, here's where you can kind of find it. I tried to go down a little bit to show you guys, but if you go to those cords and go all the way down to the water and fly up into the island, you can find it. But anyways, over here in this corner, you have a small little entrance that leads into a medium-sized rat hole. So if you're a bigger tribe but not a huge tribe, this spot is amazing for you. You have a lot of room. There is no cave damage of any kind in here. And you even have a little room back here in the corner where you can put a tech Jenny if you really need to. Now, if you want to know how to build in here, I've made many videos on how to build in this rat hole, so feel free to go check them out, either in the description or just on my channel page. I have about 3 videos on how to build in here. And coming at number 2, this can be found on Extinction at 62.1 latitude and 47.4 longitude. And then here it is on the map. It's literally on the opposite side of the other Extinction rat hole that I just showed. But anyways, this spot is my second favorite rat hole on Extinction. And mainly because it's not a Pelagornis rat hole like the other one is. However, this spot is still amazing. It's a lot bigger, with a lot more kind of flatter land. Now you're gonna have to build on a bunch of like cliff platforms in here, but if you're willing to do that, this spot is perfect for you. You can't mesh this spot other than coming in through the bottom, so if they come in through the bottom, they can mesh you. However, this spot makes for an amazing spot as you have no cave damage and you have that tiny little entrance and you can defend the whole thing just off of that. And coming at number 1, this can be found on Genesis 2 at 46.5 latitude and 57.7 longitude. And here is the spot. Mainly look for that big little key point and come over here and make sure that you have a Pelagornis. Having a Pelagornis, you basically need to throw it through this nice little area and whistle it on follow. Now wait for his head to get kind of close to the entrance to where it's kind of poking out. Now it's going to be a little tricky. It took me a few tries to get it, but you can't be right up on the walls to be able to ride him. You have to be a few steps backwards. So you can see here, I kind of figured that out after doing it for a minute. And basically get him to where he stops going back and forth and he's just going straight. Now have his head poked down like around there. So his head's kind of poking down there. And now you need to back up and then you can ride him like that. Yeah, it's a little bit of a trickier rat hole to get into. But if it's trickier for you to get into, it's insanely hard for someone who's trying to like get into your base to get into. Now, to get into that main area, you have to put a sleeping bag right there and transfer to a bed inside of it. Now, this spot is banned on a ton of servers that I know, but if you're on a server that does not ban this spot, this is literally the most unrateable spot on ARK that I know of. Now, as you can see, they have to really have a sleeping bag to get through there. That's the only way into this rat hole. Now this spot is pretty big and there's no way anyone is going to be meshing through this anytime soon. Makes for a great spot. There's a good amount of flat land down here. You can build multiple layers. You can have everything that you possibly want in here and a turret wall. But this is the #1 spot. We hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you're new, hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.